All right, everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to be talking about hanging. No, not the capital punishment kind of hanging. What the hell kind of channel do you think this is? Seriously, though, I'm going to talk about a basic human movement that we almost never do anymore. It's one of my favorite. You can almost always find me hanging off of something. I'm in here inside my power rack just because it's convenient, but a big opportunity for you to expand the things you hang on is to go outside and find things outside, like trees or walls or anything. Jungle gyms, there's literally limitless numbers of things that you can hang from. And it's going to be good for your shoulders. Crazy, right? So our bones are actually living organs that change over time. They have blood flow and they're constantly being broken down and rebuilt by things called osteoblasts and osteocytes. By not hanging on things regularly, our shoulders start to kind of curve over like this instead of being nice and open and having lots of clearance. So in my rotator cuff video, I mentioned that there's a gap here that muscles run through between your shoulder girdle and your upper arm bone, your humerus. Over time, by not hanging from things, that gap starts to get tighter and tighter and tighter. Some people are naturally born with a little bit tighter gap, but over time, by hanging often, you can increase that gap. Your bones will reshape and you can alleviate some shoulder injuries by hanging properly. So the first thing you want to know about hanging are the different grips that you can take. There's a closed grip where your fingers wrap above the object you're holding and your thumb wraps beneath the object you're holding. This is usually done on objects that are small enough where you can get a good, solid, closed grip. If you have a bigger grip, then you're going to go with an open grip, which is where all four fingers and the thumb wrap above the object. So on my power rack here, I have a 1-inch bar and a 2-inch bar. So they're staggered back and forth. On the 1-inch bar, I can get a good closed grip. On the 2-inch bar, it's just a little bit too big for me to comfortably close my hand. Honestly, because of my background, rock climbing, and all the years of people telling me to do an open grip pull-up, I'm actually more comfortable using an open grip no matter what. But you should practice both of them. Closed grip's my weakness. That's where I need to spend more time working. So having covered the 3 grips, let's talk about the 3 basic forms of hanging. You have the passive hang. This is kind of more of a stretch position. So what you're going to do is just grab a hold of whatever you want to hang from. And in this case, I am too tall to hang and keep my feet completely suspended from the ground. So what you're going to do is you're just going to pick your feet up off the ground enough so that you're suspended. And then you're just going to let everything relax. So you'll see that there's no space between my shoulders and my ears. My arms have completely come all the way up, and I'm not using any muscle tension to hold my position. I'm just kind of hanging. This is a very good position for stretching everything out through the shoulder girdle, the spine, the neck, the arms, but it's not a good position to work from. You don't want to do pull-ups from this position. You definitely don't want to swing from this position. You don't want to do anything real movement-oriented from that position. That's what the next position's for. So the next step up from passive hanging is active hanging. So it's going to start out exactly the same way. You're going to start with a passive hang. So same deal. Grab your object. Go into a passive hang. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to pull your shoulder blades down enough so that your shoulder muscles are engaged. You're going to see that there's a gap between my ears and my shoulders compared to the passive hang. So by engaging all the muscles in your shoulder girdle, that's going to help support that little cup and saucer that I talked about in my rotator cuff video. Without those muscles engaged, it's very easy for that shoulder joint to move around and put a lot of extra stress on the ligaments. The ligaments should not be doing the job of the muscles. They're an emergency brake, as Katie Bowman says. They're just there to ensure in a worst case scenario that that joint doesn't separate. The muscle should be maintaining the position. So once you're comfortable in passive hanging and active hanging, that's when you move up to swinging. So you have forward to backward swinging and you have side to side swinging. I'll talk about both of them very quickly. So to get into swinging, you're going to basically go through your passive hang to active hang, and then I'm going to show you a basic motion that you can use to get your swing going. Once you're swinging, you want to make sure that you keep those shoulder muscles engaged. So when you grip the bar, you're going to want to make sure you get your fingers high up on top of the bar, and most of the swing is actually going to come from your wrist. You'll see my wrist doing this as I swing. It's not my hands rotating around the bar. That's going to absolutely destroy your hands. It's not necessary. You have plenty of play in the wrists and shoulders to keep you swinging without rolling around your hands. So you're going to grab fingers high grip on the bar. Swinging, it's a lot safer to go with a closed grip, but if it's a large object, you might have to go with open grip. So play with both. Open grip's going to take a lot more grip strength than closed grip. Figure out the one you like, go with that. Then what you're going to do is you're going to pick your knees up, and you are going to, in one motion, push your feet out in front of you. That's going to get your swing going. When you're initially starting out, go with just one kick. That's going to be plenty of swing to make sure that your shoulder muscles are staying engaged and that everything is staying in place as it should. So once you're comfortable with just swinging with one kick, add a second kick. This is going to come on the swing after the first kick. This is going to increase your swing force by a significant amount, and it's going to put a lot more stress on your grip and on your shoulder girdle to keep everything in place. It's also going to put more force on the skin of your hands. You're going to burn out your hands a lot faster. And you don't really think about it, but you're going to engage your core a lot when you're doing this swinging. During my MoveNat Level 1 course, I did hours of swinging, and at the time I was a very avid rock climber. My core was crippling sore from all the swinging, so it does put a strong training effect on your core. Now, from swinging forward to backward, you can also go side to side. This is where you're going to grab just like you have been, and you're going to engage everything, and you're going to alternate swinging left to right. And this is to work up to single arm hanging and swinging. As you get your swing going, at the peak of your left swing or right swing, you're going to take one hand off the bar. And as you start to swing back, you're going to put that hand back, swing with two hands, and as you get to the peak of the opposite side, let go with that hand. And in this way, you can swing from side to side and start getting a little bit of one arm action on your hangs. Over time, you'll build up grip strength and shoulder strength to where you can do a single arm hang. In reality, everybody pretty much should be able to hang with just one hand. We all did it as kids when we played on monkey bars, so we should be able to carry that through to adulthood. But unfortunately, that doesn't really happen because we stopped playing on monkey bars. So get out there, go hang from something, go have fun, let your inner kid out play. If you like the video, smash that like button. I just like that phrase better. It's so much fun than clicking the like button. If you got something out of this, subscribe to my channel and share it. And if you have questions or comments, leave me some feedback down in the comments below, and check out my website, benjaminSmith.com. In the meantime, keep your life in motion.